Rays organization, and he's in action immediately, fielding the ball and getting Scutaro by a step at first. So we are underway here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum.
Number 2, Aaron Hill.
And Aaron Hill is announced as the batter for the Blue Jays, hitting second as always. He leads the major leagues with 51 hits. He picked up a single in the 7th inning last night. Without question, the Blue Jays had their opportunities to come back into the game a night ago. That 7th inning, they had the bases loaded with just 1 out, but Rolen and Millar were both taken care of by Russ Springer, a relief pitcher. So back at it this afternoon, 2 strikes on Aaron. He's had 1-hit games. He's hit them in bunches too. In fact, Aaron has 5 3-hit games so far this season and 10 2-hit games. On top of the American League, a wave and a miss, and he goes down quickly. A strikeout for Gallagher. 2 gone here in the inning. Gallagher hails from Boston, Massachusetts.
There you see the good overhand curveball is striking out Aaron Hill, and so far in this series it appears that the A's want to make Aaron Hill hit something off speed if they can.
Strike 1 on Alex Rios. Alex had a 1-for-4 last night. And he takes it in the shoulder. He's not too happy about it either.
Batting in the 4th position, center fielder.
Just trying to go inside with a fastball, and it gets away from Gallagher.
He can spin a smile now as he stands alongside Jason Giambi at first. And now Vernon Wells is the hitter. Gallagher with a short stride to the plate. 1-0 on Vernon. He singled to left in the 3rd. 1 hit in 5 trips a night ago. Vernon hitting .274. There's Rios leading off first. Gallagher's got the sign. He's ready to go. And Rios is on his way. A little flare out toward right field. And that drops for a base hit. Rios easily goes first to 3rd on the play. And so with 2 out, the Blue Jays have runners at the corners.
Batting in the 5th position, designated hitter.
It's where speed really pays off.
Adam Lind.
Because Kennedy was covering second base when Rios was running off of first base. And if he's at his normal position, he might have been able to make a play on that ball. The ball hung up in the air for quite some time. And the Jays end up with a 1st and 3rd situation.
And this one golfed to left field by Lind. And good catch made there. Luckily for Lind, it's not by an A. RBIs by designated hitters so far this year, and there's no question who number 1 is. Adam Lind by a long shot. He's up there with a runner in scoring position. And in that sense, he's hitting .350 this year. 1-1 on Lind. In fact, his numbers are even better when there are men in scoring position and 2 out. A .450 average, 9 hits and 20 at bats. That can't be by chance, Rance. He must lock in, although he's been locking in most of the year.
He's been good in every situation, but Cito Gaston, the comment that he made to me about Adam Lind was, as far as having a plan and staying with it and really having an idea of what he wants to do at the plate, he said Adam Lind is as good as anybody on the team. And when you stay with your plan, oftentimes, the pitch that you're swinging at is the one that you're looking for, which obviously it only makes sense. It's going to lead to more consistent hard contact.
Here it's 2-1. Wells with the singles over at first. Rios picked up third on the play. There's Landon Powell behind home. It's grounded to first base. Kennedy can't get to it, and the Blue Jays lead it 1-0. Well, sometimes you get lucky, Rance, and I'd say Adam did there. He snuck it under 2 gloves on that play.
Of course, Giambi having to hold the runner Wells at first base. Range is obviously limited. And Kennedy was playing him to pull well over in the hole, but with a dive was unable to come up with the play. Just under his glove into right field.
So free swinging Jose Bautista now stands in. 1 ball and no strikes on Bautista, who's hitting 6th in the lineup today. Give Adam his 42nd hit of the year and 30th RBI. And the Blue Jays take a 1-0 lead. All of this coming with 2 out in the inning. Scutaro and Hill were retired quite quickly. And then Gallagher made the mistake of hitting Rios in the shoulder, and it's cost him. Rios comes home, 1-0 Jays. 1-1 on Bautista. Now 2 balls and a strike. And this inning is now going a little longer than Gallagher would have liked. Bautista takes a rip. It's 2-2. Sean Gallagher today makes his first start of the year and 22nd career. He's made 2 appearances, both at Rogers Center against the Jays. There are the numbers. In fact, he made his first start with Oakland in Toronto last August and did not fare well at all. In fact, he only went 3 innings and hit 2 batters on separate occasions with the bases loaded. He hit Scutaro in the 2nd, Adam Lind in the 3rd, both times with the bases loaded. First time that's been done in the major leagues in 25 years. And now Bautista steps out. Chance to add another one here for the Blue Jays with Vernon Wells 90 feet away. Runner goes from first, and a strike called on Bautista. He'll talk with Paul Nowt about it, but that's it for the Jays. They do get 1 though and take an early lead on Oakland. Catcher Landon Powell holds that claim. He's at the bottom of the order. Adam Kennedy plays his first game with the A's and hits 8th. Bobby Crosby, 3rd base today. He was over at second and then later in the game first in last night's game. And they face Brian Talent, who makes his 5th start of the year. Here's the big left-hander working to Orlando Cabrera, and it's a strike from Talent, who on Monday against Cleveland went 6 1/3 of no-hit baseball. He walked 3 along the way, but really kept the Indians at bay. Gets ahead of Cabrera here, 0-2. He ended up with a no decision in a 12th inning loss. The first hit the Indians got was from Ryan Garco with 1 out in the 7th. And then Matt Laporta hit his first ever big league home run right afterward. Here's a chopper taken by Hill right at second base, and he throws out Cabrera. So let's get a scouting report on the man born in Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Fastball 89 to 92 with some sink, curve, and a change. And for me, he's a very underrated pitcher. He doesn't get the recognition that he deserves over the last or prior to the start of this season. He pitched in 173 games for the Jays. Filled a number of roles, and he's been very, very solid in all of them.
Here comes Kurt Suzuki, who was Ricky Romero's old battery mate at Cal State Fullerton when they played in the NCAA. Suzuki is the DH. He can take a little breather today and not worry about catching the ball game. His old friend Romero, by the way, will make his next rehab start with AA New Hampshire on Wednesday. So he's moved up from single A, and so too is Casey Jansen. He'll also pitch for the Fisher Cats on Tuesday. So some of the regulars from the rotation are coming. In the meantime, rookies Robert Ray and Brett Cecil are doing their part, and so is Brian Talent, who comes out of the bullpen 2-1. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Suzuki. Suzuki is crushing right-handed pitching this year to a 381 clip, but against left-handers hitting just 231. The count even at 2-2. Here's Talent, and Suzuki gets a piece.
Talk about Suzuki not having much success against left-handed pitching. Ironically enough, the man on the man, Brian Talent, right-handers.
To center field, easily playable for Wells. 2 gone.
Right-handed hitters hit 228 against him. Left-handers 258. Which is a little bit out of the norm.
Yep.
Defensively, the Jays this afternoon: Snyder in left, Wells in center, Rios in right. Bautista will get a start at third this afternoon. Scudero at short, Hill at second, Overbay at first, Chavez doing the catching, and Brian Talent the pitching.
Here's Jason Giambi now, the 3-hitter, hitting just .202, just 1 home run. France, you make the assessments quite well on major league hitters. What do you think is wrong with Giambi this early in the season?
I haven't seen him a lot, but the times that I have, he looks to me like his bat speed has slowed down a little bit. And oftentimes, sometimes an batting average is not an indication of that. Sometimes you can struggle or have something be out of whack mechanically. But 4 doubles and just 1 home run so far, and that sometimes is a real indication that the bat speed is not there.
2-0, and now 3-0 on Giambi. He only needs 3 home runs for 400 career. 1 more ties him with Dale Murphy for 46th all time. 2 more pulls him even with Hall of Famer Al Kaline. And he looks at a strike there. So he's up there with some of the greats of the game, but he's not a young man anymore. The gray in the beard tells you that. Ball 4. He draws a walk and is on base for Matt Holliday. Now Holliday is just starting to come around. He's hit safely in his last 4 and has homered 4 times in the last 9 games. Many people wondered how well he would do outside of Coors Field in Denver.
Well, it's important to remember this is a new league. He's seeing a lot of pitchers that he's never seen before, and sometimes it takes, one time through to get comfortable and have an idea of movement and how these American League pitchers are going to attack him.
1-0 and a swing and a miss. He's way out in front there. So it's a ball and a strike against Holliday, who has been named to the National League All-Star team on 3 consecutive occasions. There's Giambi over there at first. Talent works to the plate, and it's grounded foul. At least by name and reputation, these A's have a lot of power hitters in their lineup, with Giambi, now Holliday, Jack Cust, who was on deck. It's a pretty formidable 3, 4, and 5. 2 strikes on Holliday, 2 out. Here comes the 1-2, and that misses inside. 2-2 now. Yet another brilliant day for baseball. That big, cavernous Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Pitch is on the way. Strike 3 called, and there goes Holliday. And he'll discuss it too with the home plate umpire. 1 in the books. 1-0 Toronto. Consider this. Roy Halladay now has 262 career starts. The other 9 starters for the 2 clubs combined have 94. That gives you an indication of the drop-off in experience beyond Halladay on both staffs. John Gallagher on the hill today. He's made just 22 big league starts. Part of a very young rotation. He's just 23 years of age. He's facing Lyle Overbay here. In fact, 6 of the 7 pitchers who have started games for the A's this year have been under the age of 26. Only Dan Geis, who got a start on Wednesday, is ancient at the age of 31. Runs it in on the hands of Overbay. 0-2 on the first baseman, who gets the start this afternoon after watching Kevin Millar face left-hander Josh Outman in last night's ball game.
This A's staff has done a nice job against the Jays this year. That's coming into this afternoon's ball game. The Jays hitting 190 against the A's so far this season.
A bunch of babies on this staff. I don't mean that in a negative way. They're just young. But that's the way they do things around here. They establish some players and then trade them away for prospects, and Gallagher's a great example. He was formerly with the Cubs but came here in the Rich Harden deal, and there is Overbay jacking it to right field. Over for a look is Cust. It's up and out of here. Lyle Overbay goes deep, and the Blue Jays lead 2-0. So Lyle, who picked up a home run Wednesday in Anaheim, picks up his 5th of the year here.
For most of the at-bat, they had tried to pound him inside with fastballs, and after a breaking ball in the dirt, tried to come back there again, and once too often. That ball was first hit. I didn't think it was going that far, but it really carried. And of course, during the day here in this ballpark, the ball will travel.
Here's Raul Chavez, whose last start came Tuesday when he caught Brett Cecil in his big league debut, making his 6th start behind the plate. Grounds that one right back to Gallagher. Nice stab by the pitcher, and Chavez is gone.
Left fielder, number 45, Travis Snyder.
And now Travis Snyder. Now, we haven't seen Travis hit a home run in some time. It was April 13th when he hit his 2nd and 3rd in the same game in Minneapolis. I'm going to make a call here, Rance. He hits one today. Let's write that down.
I think I can remember.
Not that, you know, not that batting practice should be an indication, but he was hitting them all over the place, and all of them deep.
Now this might be a count to do it in right here. He's laid off a couple of breaking balls. You would think Sean Gallagher, young hard thrower, he'd get a fastball here.
Riley pops it up. Here's Cabrera ranging out into shallow center, and he loses the ball. And now Snyder, who got caught up between the bags, manages to survive and get into second safely, but Orlando Cabrera just totally lost track of that baseball.
Cabrera indicated fairly early that he had lost the ball in the sun. It's a very high, bright sky here in Oakland. Right here, he's letting everybody know, I can't see the baseball. The center fielder had assumed, Sweeney, that Cabrera was going to make the play. He had given up on it. And Snyder, if he keeps going all the way hard, would have been into second base easily, but rather close, as you mentioned, Jamie, between first and second. He started to stop and retreat back to first base.
So that goes as a base hit for Snyder. And now Marcos Scutaro with a chance to add another. Just one away here, and Snyder's at second. You know, if Sweeney's able to play that ball on that short hop, he probably gets Snyder coming into second, because Travis was trapped between first and second base.
And the reason that Snyder got hung up was, as you mentioned, Jamie, if Sweeney picks the ball up cleanly the first attempt, was probably going to be able to throw back to first base and get Snyder going back. So the Jays and Snyder caught a break.
Scudero to right field, base hit. Cuss comes in and plays the ball. Snyder's held at third. Yet again, we see the Blue Jays here trying to take advantage of a break.
Number 2,
and in this case,
Aaron Hill.
Snyder stands at third after the base hit by Scudero.
Nice job by Scudero. Kind of pulled his hands in on a fastball in and was able to inside out it into right field.
Back comes Aaron Hill, and he struck out against Gallagher first time up, and he pops this one up in the infield. And now Crosby's really fighting that sun. So Hill is retired on the first pitch.
And you could see the frustration by Aaron Hill. Got a hanging breaking ball, and he was still just a little bit out on his front side and popped it up on the infield. And I think if you're an infielder today, the ball goes up in the air, no one give up on it, everybody converge, because tough right now with that sun.
Ball one to Rios.
You know, sometimes if you converge, in the case of maybe Cabrera there's a different angle, and maybe you can see the ball better than the third baseman.
Gallagher sets at the belt. Here's the pitch, and that's off the end of the bat, popped up. Be careful here, guys. Kennedy backs up, and he makes it look easy. That'll leave 2, but the Blue Jays get one more thanks to Lyle Overbay's solo shot. And after an inning and a half here in Oakland, it's the Blue Jays 2 and the A's no score. Word alerts to the short code 707070. Standard message rates apply. So here's a way to get instant messaging, instant scores during Blue Jay games by way of your mobile phone. Here the score is 2-0 for the Jays. Second game of a 3-game series on a gorgeous day in Oakland. Jack Cuss stands in, lefty versus lefty here as Talent gets a strike. Cuss, the right fielder, will be followed by another lefty in Ryan Sweeney, and then right-handed hitting third baseman Bobby Crosby. Down and in on Cuss, 1-1. Cuss led the Athletics in home runs last year with 33, RBIs with 77. And on the 1-1 pitch, he drills it to center field. Over goes Wells. He's right there in front of the wall. And yet another long fly out for Jack Cuss. He did that twice last night.
Well, Jack is not going to hit the ball on the ground a lot with his uppercut swing, always trying to get it airborne. And he just missed this one, got under it just a little bit.
Brian Sweeney stands in now. He homered in the second inning last night against Scott Richmond and shows bunt. Just his second home run of the year. He has 8 career home runs in the big leagues, and 4 of them have come in the month of May. He grounds to first, played by Overbay, and Talent hustles to the bag and just gets there in time. Joe West, the umpire and crew chief, had a good look.
Running in the 7th position.
I've seen Brian Talent in the past sometimes get a late break covering the bag at first. This play is very routine, but a lot closer than it should have been. Of course, Talent falls off to his left side, and you see there he hesitated just for a moment, and it made it close at first base. You know, that ball's hit on the right side. As a pitcher, you're taught you go hard right away, and then if first baseman's able to handle it, then you can peel off.
Here's Bobby Crosby now. And Crosby is playing all around the diamond, it seems. In the last 10 games, he started 7 at third base, 3 at second. He's made a start at first as well, but now with the acquisition of Adam Kennedy, Crosby can hang around third a little while longer until Eric Chavez is ready to come back. (3-0) to the former Rookie of the Year in the American League. And Talent misses. He walks his second man.
So far, it's kind of a repeat of the first inning. Got the first 2 out, then walked Giambi.
Batting in the 8th position, second baseman, number 29, Adam Kennedy.
Well, here's the newest member of the Athletics, who was with the AAA team of the Tampa Bay Rays. I spoke with Adam before the game, and he was awfully grateful to the Rays because from the outset they made it clear to him that they would look for every opportunity to get him back to the big leagues, whether with their club or with somebody else's team. And here he is playing with Oakland. Stepping up and facing Brian Talent. Of course, Kennedy now walks into the lineup here and is awfully familiar with his middle infield partner Orlando Cabrera. They played together for 2 years with the Angels. One and one. And now a ball and 2 strikes. And you know, at one point not long ago, the Blue Jays were interested in Adam Kennedy's services. He's played with the Angels, the Cardinals, and now Oakland.
A member of the Angels World Championship team. Adam Kennedy's had a good solid career.
Behind in the count here, 1-2. Crosby at first. Here's the pitch from Talent. Line foul. And today the Athletics are only playing with 3 men on the bench. They optioned infielder Gregorio Petit to AAA Sacramento and designated outfielder Ben Copeland for assignment. He was their Rule 5 pick from San Francisco. They've actually got 8 relief pitchers out in the bullpen. 2-2. in the air into left field. Snyder's got a long way to come. And there is Bautista right near that pitcher's mound in the bullpen, shielding his eyes, fighting it off, and making the catch. There's so much foul ground to work with here in Oakland.
An outstanding play by Bautista. Had to fight the sun. The wind's taking the ball. Great job to stay with it and make an outstanding play.
Slams back in 1974 with Oakland, one short of the franchise record held by Jason Giambi. Fury Gene Tennis, actually his birth name. In fact, he was nicknamed Steamboat by his grandmother, who said he walked like a steamboat pushing a big load when he was a little kid. For whatever that means, there's Steamboat. Gene Tennis, part of that run of 3 consecutive World Series titles for the A's.
He was the guy on the left wearing the hat.
Yeah, we should clarify. George Poulos is the athletic trainer for the Jays. That's George in the white shirt. Gene's very popular here when he comes back to Oakland as Vernon Wells rips it to third, and that gets by Crosby, a base hit for Vernon. So he's 2 for 2. And the Blue Jays are certainly getting their licks on Sean Gallagher today. 6 hits right now. They've scored twice. Runners on for Toronto, and Adam Lind, who drove in his 30th run of the year with a base hit in the first inning. That came with 2 out. Strike 1. Gallagher was on the A's opening day roster and started the year in the bullpen. Had a tough time out there, though, an 8.10 ERA in 3 relief appearances. They finally sent him down to AAA Sacramento to get some starts as the runner goes, and Wells isn't even challenged.
I don't know if Vernon Wells picked up something with Gallagher's delivery that indicated when he's going to go to home and throw to first, but you won't see a better jump than this one. I think he'd taken 3 steps before Gallagher even started to deliver the ball to the plate.
Boy, that is great timing. And a strike thrown. 1 and 2 on Lind. Adam is your RBI leader for the Jays so far this year. An RBI opportunity presents itself right here. 2 and 2. comes the pitch, taken foul. And he hammers the ball to right field, pulling it down the line. In comes Wells. It's 3-0 Toronto. Adam Lind with RBI number 31. He's got a single and a double. And the Blue Jays hit the board yet again.
Number 23.
He just seems every game to just be getting better and better, and stays back beautifully on a breaking ball, right down through it. He's a good-looking hitter.
He's certainly creeping up there on some of the leaders, isn't he? As Jose Bautista steps in, he struck out. You saw Jason Bay of the Red Sox on that list. As Bautista fouls it away. Isn't Bay having himself a year? He has 9 home runs this year for Boston. 4 of them are 3-run shots, and 4 of them are 2-run shots. All of his home runs seem to come with at least 1 man on base. Bautista holds up.
Hey, Jason Bay spent a number of years in Pittsburgh, so he didn't get a lot of ink or notoriety, but now he's in Boston. I think everyone's really getting a chance to see how good a player he is.
No question. And better yet, and he made this point himself, he was always the go-to guy in Pittsburgh, and now he gets lost among the stars in Boston. He doesn't have to carry the weight of a franchise on his shoulder anymore.
Well, be it the go-to guy or just another guy in the lineup, he's a tremendous player.
Bautista reaches for the ball, punches it towards short. Cabrera picks it up and throws to first in time. And so that's the first out as Lynn moves up to third on the play.
Number 35, Lyle Overbay.
Lyle Overbay then with an opportunity to knock in his second run. He homered in the second inning off Gallagher. And now Cabrera wants a little time to speak with the right-hander.
And it's nice base running by Adam Lind. Usually when you're leading off a second base, if the ball is hit at you, depending on where the shortstop's at, or to your left, off your left shoulder, you move over to third base. But read that right away, saw that the ball was hit very softly, that Cabrera was going to have to charge hard. His only play would be to first base. So good base running by Adam Lind.
In situations, this tells you quite a story with runners on a 297 average. RISP or RISP. Runners in scoring position is up over 300. The infield is now in for the A's as the pitch goes high to Overbay. 2-0.
Now, that conference at the mound was probably just to remind a young pitcher, Gallagher, that you don't have to give in to Overbay here. You can pitch around him if you like, set up a double play situation with the catcher, right-handed hitter on deck.
Here's what Lyle did, and I, like you, thought this was a deep fly ball that would be caught off the end of the bat, but it makes it over the wall, and Overbay had his 5th home run of the year. 2 balls and 2 strikes as he fouls that one away. Lyle has really bought into this idea of, though it's not being called one, a platoon situation that seems to be working for the Jays. That's down low, 3-2. He's not complaining as long as the Blue Jays are successful, and to this point they are. 20 victories, 12 losses.
And this situation here, 3-2 with first base open, it's a little bit tough for Overbay. You almost have to face it like it's 2-2 because they're probably not going to give in to the fastball. I believe that was that pitch was the overhand curveball, something off speed.
Here's the pitch. And the bat goes sailing. The ball is caught by Crosby. And Lind hustles back to third.
Number 13,
Raul Chavez then, who's holding down the backup fort until Michael Barrett is healthy. He sails that first one out toward the Blue Jays bullpen, and it's too far to go for Giambi. Barrett was hoping to come back by around late May in time to see some action in his hometown of Atlanta, but he suffered a setback after a shoulder injury suffered against these A's back at Rogers Center. He tore a muscle in his right shoulder on a wild pitch from David Percy after he fell on a bat weight in the on-deck circle. One man in for the Jays here in the third. They're up 3-0. In the inning alone, Gallagher's needed 23 pitches. He's got Chavez 0-2, and he fights that one off. Already Gallagher has had to throw 64 pitches in total. Here's another one to Chavez. Foul tip, and he's gone. So a single and a double to start the inning, and then Gallagher gets the next three, but the Blue Jays extend their lead to 3-0. Kids 14 and under can take part in the Passport program. If you collect 3 stamps on that passport, you receive a miniature Adam Lind bobblehead doll. So for tickets, call the ticket office in business hours, 416-341-1234. Jamie Campbell is with Rance Mullenix today. Here's the catcher Landon Powell, who gets a rare start. Kind of an intriguing situation here in Oakland. Powell was the first-round choice of the A's back in 2004. And then in the second round of the same draft, they took catcher Kurt Suzuki. And it's Suzuki who has the future here as the incumbent. There's no question there. So Powell's got to get his starts here and there as a backup. And perhaps his future in the big leagues might be elsewhere. He hammers that ball to left field, and that one is out of play and foul. You can certainly see why they were intrigued by Powell. 6'3", weighs about 260. Comes from Raleigh, North Carolina. Talent deals the 2-1, and that's chopped foul.
Big and strong switch hitter. That's a nice thing you have. You have a catcher that's a switch hitter. Hit .238 at AAA Sacramento last year. 15 home runs and 300 at bats. So he does have some power.
He's got something in his eye, so he backs out. Paul Naut behind home plate offers him time, and now Talent's ready to go on 2-2. Swing and a miss. There goes the catcher, one away. Hey, we've got some birthday wishes today. A belated happy 89th goes to Bill Scott, who's watching out in Moncton, New Brunswick. And a happy 81st to Faye Dory. And Faye is watching on Sportsnet West in Rocky Mountain House. That's in Alberta. Beautiful little place, in fact. So with Powell gone, it's back to the top of the order and Orlando Cabrera. He pops this one up. Hill can see it as he fights the sun, backs up, makes the catch, and takes care of Cabrera.
See, using his glove to shade his eyes. Nice job to stay with it. See, it almost squirted out of the glove.
Yeah, and it was right around there where he and Eckstein had that collision last May. Thank goodness Aaron is healthy, playing every day, and playing very well. Here comes Suzuki again. You always know when Brian Talent is on the mound because you just have to listen to him. When he throws his hard stuff, see if he goes with a fastball or something like that here, and listen. Something soft. He's like a tennis player at serve. You see, I set him up and now he's just quiet.
Well, the last two pitches have been breaking balls, so
just my luck.
Well, he'll get back to the fastball sooner or later.
There we go. The grunt from Talent.
Nolan Ryan used to do that on every pitch.
Intimidating as a hitter?
No.
He must have been intimidating, period.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say, but you know, when you throw as hard as Nolan did, he may have been earlier in his career when he was a little bit wild. The control got better later on. But when you throw as hard as he did, you didn't need to be intimidating.
Little tapper. And here's Chavez getting it quickly. Nice play. He got that to Overbay in a hurry. And that takes care of Suzuki. And dinner for the crew tonight provided by Hunan Homes, which has become a tradition for all of us here at Sportsnet when we come to see the A's. Our favorite restaurant. I think we've got reservations for about 15 tonight, Rance. As Travis Snyder, the number 9 hitter, stands in. Top of the 4th inning, 3-0 for the Jays. Fouled away, 1-1. Now you stoked my interest. We were talking about Nolan Ryan last inning. When you were playing, did you prefer facing a hard thrower like Ryan or someone with softer stuff but more of a pitcher like a Greg Maddux type? Or did it matter to you? No,
it mattered. I preferred the harder thrower.
Which is why you said, you know, Ryan wasn't, with all due respect to the Hall of Famer, that intimidating. There's a roller to second by Snyder. That's not necessarily surprising either. Most big league hitters love a good fastball.
Number 19.
You know, some guys are better fastball hitters than others. Some guys hit the breaking ball a little better. But I always preferred the harder thrower simply because it kind of eliminated some of the guesswork. You knew you were going to get some fastballs to hit.
Strike one on Marco Scutaro. If you were watching last night, you saw Scutaro double in the 1st inning, and then he advanced to third base, sliding in head first, in fact, on a fly ball to left field by Aaron Hill, and he broke his necklace. Well, today, the grounds crew here in Oakland, as Gallagher deals the 0-2 down, the grounds crew before batting practice gave Marco basically a necklace made of rope, which he wore throughout batting practice, with this big cross hanging down below. So he was chuckling throughout. Some of his teammates didn't get the joke. That's run in on him, 2-2 to Scutaro, who played 4 years here with the A's. Up high, and this is the kind of thing you get from Marco. He'll fall behind in the count. The next thing you know, it's 3-2. And a ground ball up the middle, of base hit Scutaro. So he's got his 2nd hit of the game, and the Blue Jays have at least one in every inning so far.
Number 2, Aaron Hill.
Aaron's back up again. He's 0 for 2. The major league hits leader with 51. He takes a healthy cut. 0-1 on Hill. Among second basemen, what a nice year Orlando Hudson's having down south with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dustin Pedroia with 41 hits entering today, the reigning MVP in the American League. But right now, nobody's better in that position than Hill. Base hit. That's number 52 on the year. 1st and 2nd, Toronto.
If you know Aaron Hill, as he's trotting down to first base with that base hit, he's probably thinking to himself, I could almost guarantee you, he goes, why couldn't I do that last time in a 1st and 3rd situation and 1 out, and I pop up the third baseman.
That's true. Ultra competitive. And so you get the impression that Sean Gallagher is not long for this game. There are some bodies moving in the A's bullpen.
Aaron Hill, even though the last couple of ball games, going back to last night, this afternoon, hasn't looked quite as comfortable at the plate as he has when he was in a real hot streak. But the difference between a pretty good hitter and an outstanding hitter is that outstanding hitter, even when he's not quite right, he's still able to get his hits. Get that 1 for 3, that 1 for 4. So he holds himself at a pretty good average until he gets into a hot streak again.
Here comes Rios, first and second, 1 out, and he hits it high and deep to left field. Over is Sweeney, shields his eyes right in front of the track, and now Scudero hustles back to second. Pretty good approach from Alex, and we look down in the bullpen. Right-hander Kevin Cameron is up and throwing. That's now an 8-man bullpen with the addition of right-hander Jeff Gray, who was brought up today from AAA Sacramento. Vernon Wells now is 2 for 2. We know the Blue Jays offensively have been outstanding this year. One aspect that might need improvement is Wells hitting in run scoring situations. Just 205 with runners in scoring position this year from the cleanup man. And there's a bouncer to short. They get the force at second, and that ends the top of the 4th inning. 2 hits, 2 left, no runs. 3-0 Jays. You're watching Blue Jays baseball on Rogers Sportsnet. At the Coliseum here in Oakland, and it tells you how the year is going when they're giving a bobblehead away to a guy who's on the disabled list. That is not the case for the Blue Jays, because on Sunday, a week from today, presented by Federal Express, it's Alex Rios bobblehead day. So pick up your tickets at most Rogers Plus locations. You can get them at BlueJays.com. And thank you very much to the A's for giving us all Justin Dukeshire bobblehead dolls. Now the question is, can we clear customs with these things? You don't have to worry about it. Here's Jason Giambi. And a strike. 1-1 on the Giambino, who walked in the first inning. Here is yet another player who the Yankees figured could bring them yet again to the promised land when they brought Giambi over to New York. I guess 2 years removed from his American League MVP. Things just didn't work out as expected, and he goes around Giambi's gone on strikes, one away here in the bottom of the fourth.
Good look at a slider, something with some late sharp break to it.
There's Matt Holliday, and he punches it to right field, and that's the first hit for the A's today. Brian Talent held Oakland without a hit for 3 1/3, but Holliday gets the first one.
Right fielder, number 32, Jack Must.
And now he's on first for Jack Cust. One swing of the bat could get the A's right back in this ball game. We saw how quickly they can attack last night. After falling behind 3-0, they brought 10 men to the plate in the second inning and scored 5 times on 6 hits. Well, the Blue Jays have 3 runs in the game. They have left 7 men on base already. Here's the 1-0 to Cust. He takes a strike, 1-1. Taken by Overbay. He goes to Scudero. Lots of time to get it to first. A 3-6-3 double play ends the inning. Just what Mr. Talent was looking for. And so after 4, it's the Blue Jays 3, the A's no score. Time Sunday night baseball. It's the Rays at Fenway Park to take on the Red Sox, and quite a matchup of starting pitchers. Josh Beckett takes the hill for Boston. Matt Garza is 3-2 on the year. He goes for Tampa Bay. So join us for baseball twice on Sunday here on Rogers Sportsnet, and we're glad that you've joined us today. The Blue Jays right now enjoy a 3-0 lead on Sean Gallagher and the Athletics. I'm Jamie Campbell with Rance Mullinex. There's Adam Lynn, the designated hitter. He's 2 for 2, a single and a double. He's driven in a pair. With this next pitch, Gallagher's pitch count now up to 85, and that's a grounder to second base. Adam Kennedy up and over, and Lind is retired for the first time.
Number 23, Jose Bautista.
Jose Bautista. Base hit. Nice attempt there by Cabrera, but it was hit too hard, and now Bautista has his first hit of the game. 1-for-3.
Number 35,
ball hit very hard.
Lyle Overbay.
Just a few steps to the right of Cabrera, but it's hit so hard he couldn't get to it.
And now Overbay takes a strike. Lyle connected for his 5th home run in the 2nd inning. His 2nd home run on this trip. Remember, he knocked a 3-run shot out against Justin Spire the other night down in Anaheim. The Jays finish up the trip tomorrow. Brett Cecil makes his 2nd start in the big leagues. He'll go up against another left-hander, Dallas Braden. The Jays get an off day Monday and then start that series with the Yankees Tuesday, and that's fouled away. In fact, Roy Halladay goes in that game Tuesday against A.J. Burnett. What a matchup that's bound to be. And Halladay will get an additional day's rest because of the off day on Monday. One and two. Runner goes. And Powell the throw, and that's into center field. Bautista gets up quickly, and he's headed for third. He's completely tired right now, but he manages to go first and third, a stolen base and an error.
This is a result of, you don't expect a guy to run. He doesn't run much, and you get caught a little flat-footed. You don't pay attention to him, and he gets a great jump and a breaking ball. Tough pitch to throw on. And then quickly up. Thought there was going to be no play at third, and at the last moment had to turn the Jets back on again.
And now the infield comes in, and the ball is hit to center field. Halladay makes the play, and this will be enough to bring home Bautista. It's now 4-0.
And this is something that, in the past the Jays haven't done a lot of. They are running a little bit more this year. They're not going to be a team that's going to steal a ton of bases like a Tampa Bay or even the Angels, but today Vernon Wells stole a base. He ends up scoring as a result. Stolen base there. Move over to third on the throwing error by the catcher. Sac fly. You pick up another easy run.
Raul Chavez jacks it to left field. Halladay back for a look. He's right at the wall and pulls it down. Chavez almost had his first home run of the year. The Jays add one more. It's 4-0. net against Halladay in the opener. Scott Richmond moves up and pitches game 2. He'll face left-hander Andy Pettit, and then CC Sabathia against Robert Ray on Thursday. Group tickets are available, so too are flex packs. That's a good way to save some money. It's the Blue Jays and the Yankees for 3. You can check out BlueJays.com for more information. Here it's a 4-0 lead for the Jays in the second game of this series. Jamie Campbell is with Rance Mullinick. Sportsnet.ca columnist Scott Carson is here too. And we welcome you to Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, where Ryan Sweeney steps in to face Talent. Bobby Crosby on deck for the A's. Adam Kennedy in the hole. It's been near brilliance so far again from Talent, giving up just 1 hit in 4 innings to this point. He's walked 2 men. It caught me by surprise that Sweeney only has 8 big league career home runs. Big strapping left-handed hitter. You would think he'd have a few more than that.
Doesn't really have a home run swing. It's pretty short, compact. And probably when he's at his best is more of a spray hitter, a line drive, kind of use the whole field. But he put a charge in 1 last night.
He certainly did that. He was actually drafted by the White Sox and got into 33 games with them in 06 and 07. And then came here in the trade that sent Nick Swisher to Chicago. Just 24 years of age, comes from Cedar Rapids in Iowa. 2-2. Talent into his windup. Here's the pitch down low, and that gets away from Chavez.
And sometimes as a hitter matures later on in their career, they develop into more of a power hitter. Sweeney quite young, so a lot of time left for the power to come. Oftentimes you try to be a good hitter first and then let the power develop naturally.
Here's the payoff. Smothered by Overbay, and once again a foot race to the bag, and look at Brian Talent applying the tag. He knew he wouldn't get there in time, so he slaps the runner with his glove and gets the out.
Sweeney hit the ball very hard, and Overbay playing with a 3-2 count back almost to the grass. Nice job to just glove it, flag it down, and Talent again. Good heads up play. He was late arriving, but realized, as you said, Jamie, his only chance was to apply the tag because he was going to lose the foot race to the bag.
Quick thinking on behalf of Talent, gets the out here in the 5th. And now a strike thrown to Bobby Crosby.
Brian Talent, of course, falls off to the left side of the infield, or to his right with his delivery, and it takes him a little while to get those legs kind of unwound and going in any kind of direction.
It was Sweeney the last time when he had to just get up by his step.
Second time today. It's like going to get to the point where you start trying to pitch around to avoid the ground ball to first base.
If this guy right here has Ichiro Suzuki speed, he's 2 for 2 today. 1-2 on Crosby. Strike 3 called. He's gone looking, and Talent has his 4th strikeout.
If it's Ichiro Suzuki, I think maybe Brian Talent just needs to advise himself, don't even try to go. Just save the effort. Save your energy. Great backdoor breaking ball. Started it off the plate away from Crosby. Brings it back on the outside corner. Again, Brian Talent has been outstanding this afternoon. Just that 1 hit to Matt Holliday, which was not hit hard, into right field.
Back comes Adam Kennedy 0 for 1 in his debut with the A's. It's a weird scene in the clubhouse when a player like Kennedy shows up. He's never been with the organization. And he was standing around in his locker just getting ready, and there weren't many recognizable faces until Orlando Cabrera walked in and gave him a bear hug, and you could tell Kennedy was at ease at that time. As he swings away, missing, and Talent gets a 1-2-3. He's probably exhausted, but it's an easy inning for him. 5 complete here in Oakland. Summer Classic comes your way July 14th, a game you can see here on Rogers Sportsnet. And why not try and stack it with Blue Jays? Vote now at bluejays.com. You're allowed a maximum of 25 votes per email address. As a new pitcher comes in to take over for Sean Gallagher, here's right-hander Kevin Cameron coming out of the bullpen.
And that has possibly been the lone bright spot for the A's so far this year. Their bullpen has been outstanding.
Cameron facing Travis Snyder, and he's got his second base hit. Snyder goes to the opposite field on that one. He can thank the sun for his double in the second. You don't often see infield doubles, but that's exactly what Snyder got in the second inning. And so Sean Gallagher really survived 5 innings today against the Jays, didn't he?
Yes, he was fortunate to just give up the 3 earned runs, 4 total. But he didn't walk anybody, and he did get a couple of big outs when he needed it. Jays had an opportunity in the second inning after Overbay homered. Snyder doubled, Scutaro singled, had first and third situation, maybe a chance to really knock him out of the game very early, but Aaron Hill popped up and Rios popped up to the second baseman to end that inning.
Scutaro squares, and that ball gets away from Giambi, and it rolls a long way over toward the bullpen. So Snyder's easily off to third base. And that's what you get when you make mistakes in a big ballpark like this one.
A throw over just maybe to see if the Jays might have something on, and that wasn't even close. And of course, as you mentioned, with all this foul territory, Jamie, it was obvious right from the get-go that Travis Snyder was going to be able to move all the way over to third base.
Pitch is high from Cameron. Now a ball and a strike on Scutaro.
Of course, the A's know Marco Scutaro, so maybe just wanted to kind of check things out, see if possibly the Jays were thinking about hitting and running, or They know Marco Scutaro will play that kind of game and is very good at it.
2-1 now. Really changes the complexion of this inning. You know, here's Snyder standing over there at first, and Scutaro showing bunt to try and sacrifice him along, and now he's hitting with a man at third and nobody out. Sends it foul. 2-2.
And the Jays have already stolen a couple of bases in this game, which have led to a couple of runs. And the last one was stolen by Bautista. That a result of the fact that the A's basically just didn't pay any attention to him. He got a great jump off of first base.
There's the 2-2 way off the plate. 3-2 to Scutaro. Marco today is 2 for 3. Aaron Hill is on deck. He's 1 for 3. The Blue Jays got to Sean Gallagher for 4 runs on 10 hits. And now the pitch on the way, and this ball sails toward right field. Cust is there. Snyder tags. Here comes the throw, and he's out.
I have to say, without seeing a replay, I thought he was safe. But a little bit surprising that they would challenge the arm of Cust. I mean, he doesn't have a great arm, but he was in pretty shallow when he caught the baseball with all of his momentum behind it. Nobody out. It was awfully close at the plate, but usually with nobody out, you make sure the runner can score off of third before you send him. With 2 out, you know, you're going to challenge the arm.
Another look.
But it did take a perfect throw to get Snyder at the plate.
Got him in the shoulder. So it stays 4-0. Bases clear. Adam Hill up. And 2 away. There's the ball. Oh, I don't know. He might have gotten in there safely. That is oh so close. Hill. Kevin Cameron in relief of Sean Gallagher. 3-1 to Aaron Hill, and a chopper to short played by Cabrera. Hill is gone, and that does it for the Jays in the top of the 6th inning. Quite a play by Cust to bring the ball in quickly, preventing a run. It's 4-0 for Toronto. Our first look on Sportsnet at Brett Cecil. who pitched very well Tuesday in his major league debut against Cleveland. Got a no decision in 6 innings of work. He'll go up against Dallas Braden, a battle of left-handers. So join us please tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 Eastern, as the Blue Jays and the A's play the final game of this series. And the Jays will come back here to the Coliseum for a 3-game series beginning July 31st. So 2 trips to the Bay Area for Toronto this year. Hasn't Brian Talent been outstanding today? He pitches into the bottom of the 6th. He's allowed just 1 hit all afternoon. Here's Landon Powell, the catcher and number 9 hitter. And you know, Rents, the initial thought was that when some of the healthy starters come back, Talent goes right back into the bullpen. They may have to massage that rotation a little bit and keep him around.
He's most certainly proven that he can be a starter. But again, you talked about it early in the game. Any situation they have asked him to, or any role they've asked him to play, he has done an outstanding job.
Powell gets a piece there. This is his 5th start of the season. He's only had 1 bad outing as a starter, and that was 2 starts ago in Kansas City when he got roughed up by the Royals. That's inside on Powell. The 2-2, a wave and a miss, and he gets Powell for the 2nd time. Brian Talent has now struck out his last 3 consecutive batters.
Now batting, shortstop.
It's another strikeout with a off-speed pitch. Has Powell well out in front of it. That was set up by the previous pitch, the fastball that was inside just off the plate. And then you go back away soft.
Driven to left field. Travis Snyder is back at the cut of the grass. He makes the catch, and Cabrera is out. Well, Talent was added to the rotation after Jesse Litch came down with that forearm injury in Minnesota, and has really looked impressive ever since. The Jays dipped down into AAA and brought Bill Murphy up at that time to replace Talent in the bullpen. And so here's Kurt Suzuki. You have to figure with both Ricky Romero and Casey Janssen close, when they are summoned from their rehab starts, the bet is that the 2 rookies, Robert Ray and Brett Cecil, would go back down to AAA, because as J.P. Ricciardi pointed out last week, neither one of them should be here anyway.
No, they have been forced into a situation where there was no option but to bring them up here when they're probably neither one of them quite ready to pitch here at the major league level. I haven't seen Cecil pitch. Obviously we'll see him tomorrow, but I was impressed with the composure, Ray, and he does have good stuff. He just right now at this point, the control's not quite consistent enough, and the release point at times is a little bit off, and he loses some movement.
Suzuki flies to center field. Wells is parked under the ball. A 1-2-3 inning for Brian Talent, who is absolutely cruising against Oakland this afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate their loyal fans, Ashley Lester wants to treat you
Canadians have made their way down here. And they must be enjoying what they're watching here, because the Blue Jays have a 4-0 lead on the A's. Toronto with 11 hits on the day. Oakland has not scored, and they have one measly hit that came from Matt Holliday in the 4th inning. Four runs scored for Toronto. They've left 7 men on base this afternoon. Only 2 men in the starting 9 don't have hits. Here's one of them, Alex Rios. The other is catcher Raul Chavez. Three and one. Cameron deals a strike called. This ballpark may have been the scene of Alex's worst day at the plate as a big leaguer. As he, oh, looky there, Adam Kennedy, welcome to town. Ho ho! What a stab.
Well, hit fairly hard by Alex Rios, but just great timing by Adam Kennedy to time his jump perfectly. And rob Alex Rios of a base hit.
That's some serious hang time. Now Vernon Wells steps in, 2 for 3. And he fouls it away. I was going to say, Alex in this ballpark against the A's on July the 28th of 2006 became the first ever Blue Jay to strike out 5 times in a 9-inning game. I remember that one well. As Wells fouls it away. Kennedy hasn't really been tested at second base today. He's 0 for 2 at the plate, but he must be feeling more like an Oakland A now after making that play. And a line shot here by Wells. Holliday is there. 2 gone.
Number 26, Adam Lind.
Back comes Adam Lind. One and one. That pitch is high. Cameron deals, swing and a miss, 2 and 2. Center field for Sweeney. He comes back in, makes the play, and Cameron gets a 1-2-3-7. Bottom half coming up, and Jason Giambi leads off for Oakland. It is 4-0 for the Jays. They do have 11 hits, but a lot of the reason they are winning this ball game has to do with the big left-hander on the mound right now, Brian Talent.
Yes, it does. The Jays have picked up a couple of those runs, being aggressive, running the bases, but really it's been all about the man right here.
He pops up Giambi. That's out of play.
Talent takes a one-hitter into the 7th inning. That was his 80th pitch here this afternoon. Once again, he has been outstanding.
He's been so good the last 2 starts. At this time in his last outing Monday, he had not given up a hit, period. As he faces the heart of the order for Oakland, Giambi, Holiday, and Kunst. The Blue Jays defensively swing right into the shift for Giambi. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hits it high in the air to right field. Back to the wall is Rios. It is up and out of here. A home run for the Jombino. Just his 2nd upon returning to Oakland.
Looked like a curveball or something off speed that kind of down and out over the plate. And Jason Giambi gave that ball a pretty good ride.
That's his 398th career. It ties him for 46th all time with Dale Murphy, who had so many good years with the Atlanta Braves. Giambi's now just 1 away from joining Al Kaline and Andres Galarraga at 399. So the A's are on the board. The crowd's back into this a little more now. It's 4-1 as Holiday strokes it foul. Up and throwing is Jesse Carlson. And you can bet that bullpen is well rested after Scott Richmond went the distance last night. Robert Ray was good for 6 1/3 on Thursday in Anaheim, and Roy Halladay pitched 8 innings the night before. So the Jays, with one of the best bullpens in all of baseball, have some fresh arms down there if they need them today. Here's the pitch to Halladay, and it's taken foul. For Talent, he's thrown 87 pitches, so he should have at least another inning, maybe 2 left in him if he can get some quick outs here. Three and 2.
I think it is possible if Holiday gets on. If Carlson's ready, we may see him.
Strike 3 called. Oh, Matt Holiday, look at him. He is on fire. Bob Guerin takes his place, and now Guerin is tossed immediately.
And his first at bat this afternoon, Holiday got rung up on a ball that he thought was just off the plate outside. This pitch was pretty much the same location. He did complain about it in his first at bat. This time he was much more animated. He definitely felt the ball was outside. And that's the 2nd time today he's gotten rung up on a pitch in the same spot that he felt was off the plate. And again, Bob Guerin did a fine job to get out here and keep Holiday in the ball game.
Well, Nowert didn't waste any time. That's the 2nd managerial ejection we've seen on this road trip after Mike Scioscia got tossed Wednesday down at the Big A. And that's a big out. Jack Cust now. He takes a hack. 0-1.
Well, Bob Guerin's intention when he went out there was to take the focus away from Holiday.
He did a nice
and he
job.
did a good job of that.
Jeez. Took him all of about a second and a half to get ejected. 0-1 on Cust. The Blue Jays here showing the same defensive alignment that they had for Giambi. Here's the 1 to Cusp. Down low for ball 2. The pitch on the way, a strike called.
And a nice job by Talon in a fastball situation to be able to throw that big curveball for a strike.
Where'd this one end up?
As a strike.
So here's the payoff, the kick and the pitch from Talon. And it's hit to right field, not hard. Rios takes the ball, 2 gone. Sounds like Cust may have cracked his bat.
And the reason the fastball got on him a little bit is because 3-1, Talent was able to throw him a curveball for a strike. As a hitter, you know, now there's a little doubt. Will he double up with it? If he'll throw it 3-1, chance he might throw it 3-2. Comes back to the fastball and it gets on his hands.
A strike. 0-1 on Ryan Sweeney. And Talent's up there just hoping like heck he doesn't have to get into a foot race again with Sweeney. He's had to race him to the bag twice today. Oh, and this will do the job. Fly ball into center field, and Talent settles down beautifully. He gives up the home run to lead off this half of the inning by Giambi. Strikes out Holiday and gets the outs of Cust and Sweeney. It's 4-1 Toronto. Rios and Chavez are hitless in the game. The Blue Jays have combined for 11 hits on 4 runs against Oakland. Lyle Overbay with the lone home run. That was a solo shot in the second. Left-hander Jerry Blevins now, with an ERA of 27 even, comes in to face Jose Bautista. Strike 1 on Bautista. This is Jamie Campbell with Rance Mullenix on a brilliant day here in Oakland for baseball. after the Jays lost the opener last night. Ryan Talent has come back and really put on quite a performance today, giving up just 2 hits, 1 a solo home run to Jason Giambi. At no time this year have the Blue Jays lost 3 consecutive games. Blevins, the left-hander, comes from Johnson City, Tennessee. Originally a draft pick of the Chicago Cubs. He came over here on the Jason Kendall trade. The A's, it seems, do a lot of business with the Cubs. In fact, Jerry, back in '07, began the year in Single-A Daytona of the Florida State League. That's in the Cubs organization, and by the end of the season was in the big leagues. And oh my, there's Bautista getting on. He scorches it again to left field.
Number 35, Lyle Overbay.
Just out of the reach of Cabrera, the shortstop. Just not either quite tall enough, or as they like to say, not enough hops. Couldn't quite get up to it.
So he's at first. Overbay shows bunt. A solo home run in the second inning. He then sacrificed in Bautista from third in the fifth. So 2 RBIs for Overbay today. He's hitting .244 and has driven in 17 on the year. That's a meager attempt at a bunt there.
Lyle Overbay is not often called upon to get a sacrifice bunt down. Cito Gaston trying to play for 1 more run. Get a sack down, move Bautista into scoring position.
He's swinging now and he chops it foul.
And then you'd have Chavez and Snyder with a chance to drive in a run. And as deep as Bobby Crosby was playing, with his, even with his second attempt, if he gets it down the third base line, he might end up with a base hit.
This one headed towards center field. Base hit for Overbay. Bautista has lots of time. He rounds third and comes on home. Overbay drives in his 3rd run of the game, and there's that extra run. It's 5-1 for the Jays. Well, they can't bunt that well, but he can swing it, Rance.
Dug himself a deep hole, but was able to battle out of it. Finally gets a pitch he can handle, and when Lyle Overbay is at his best, this is what he does. He wears out the gaps. This one into right center, and of course Bautista able to score easily off of first base. And a chance again here if you're the Jays, if you execute, to pick up another cheap run.
Overbay with 3 RBIs now in a ball game for the 3rd time this year. And so he makes it a 5-1 game.
Excuse me, Jamie. You can see Chavez with that first pitch trying to go to right field or the opposite side to move Overbay over to third. Might be able to slap something right by Giambi. He's playing in right at the cut of the grass.
Trying again to go the other way, and he fouls it back 0-2. And this ball headed toward right field. Cust is over. Overbay tags and stays put. Cust has already thrown out one today. Overbay doesn't want to be a second.
Number 45, Travis Snyder.
Brian Talent certainly appreciates the run support. He's looking today for his second win of the year.
And I would have to say that Talent has finished for the day. Carlson still up and throwing in the bullpen.
Here's Snyder. As you look at Jesse, he's been up for a while now. A big swing that takes Snyder off his feet. And today he is 2 for 3. A double and a single for Snyder. He managed the oh so rare infield double back in the second inning. And he's gone looking.
Big overhand curveball from Blevins. I think Snyder might have thought the ball was a little bit high.
So with 2 out now, here's Marco Scutaro. And the Blue Jays leadoff man is 2 for 4. The Blue Jays started this game percentage points behind Boston in the standings. And right now at Fenway Park, the Red Sox are getting it handed to them. It's 10-3 in the 6th inning for Tampa Bay. And Scutaro punches the ball to center field. Overbay rounds and heads for home. The throw is coming in, and it gets away from the catcher. 6-1 Toronto. A 2-out RBI base hit for Scutaro. He's 3 for 5. And Talent is smiling now.
Just that man again, Marco Scutaro. And has he been outstanding for the Jays in that leadoff spot? Great on base percentage, but third hit this afternoon, scoring Overbay easily from second base. Last year, for the first time due to injury, he got an opportunity to really play every day at the major league level for the first time in his career and really established himself. Proved to everyone that he could play every day, and he's just picked it right up here in 09.
And the Jays here in the top of the 8th inning pick up 2 runs after Oakland got one on the Giambi home run in the bottom of the 7th. And this team has done that all year long to this point. They respond. When the other team makes it close, they go out and say, okay, here's a couple of more. 6 runs scored today. That's their average per game this year.
Now, this is definitely a ball club. When you face them, you better have your good stuff, and you better be able to locate it, because if you don't, this Jays ball club will beat you up.
2-0 to Hill. And that's in for strike 1. Scutaro has a 3-hit game. Wells and Lynn 2 hits apiece. Bautista with 2 hits. Overbay with 2, including the home run. Snyder with 2. Everybody's making some kind of a contribution as Hill is thrown out by the shortstop Cabrera, but the Blue Jays add 2. And now, as we head for the bottom of the 8th, it's the Jays 6, the A's 1.
And Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
A brilliant day in Oakland and a brilliant outing from pitcher Brian Talbot, who starts his 5th, goes 7 innings, allows just 1 earned run on 2 hits. What a day for the big lefty. And he gives way to a lefty. Jesse Carlson comes in relief. Jesse makes his 16th appearance of the season. That leads the club. 15 innings of work. He's allowed 5 earned runs on 11 hits. Bobby Crosby fouls it back. Opponent's batting average against Carlson this year dead even at .200. His ERA right at 3. He'll face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Oakland. 1-1 on Crosby, and he cues that down the line in foul ground. Carlson in his 2nd year with the Blue Jays. He didn't make the team out of camp last year. He actually lost out on the final roster spot to Randy Wells, as Crosby laces the ball into left field. Quickly to get it is Wells, and he holds Crosby to a single.
Number 29, Adam Kennedy.
Yeah, the difference in location, if he gets that pitch where he's trying to get a fastball in on the hands, probably gets a much different result, leaves it out over the plate, and Bobby Crosby has his first hit of the afternoon.
And now Adam Kennedy comes back up for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2.
And Bobby Crosby started this season as just the utility guy for the Oakland A's. Didn't figure to get an opportunity to play much, but due to injury has pretty much found himself in the lineup every day. Played second base last night.
Funny how times have changed though for Crosby. He was supposed to be their shortstop long term after winning the Rookie of the Year in 04. He was on the cover of the A's media guide. As Kennedy loops it, backhanded on a short hop by Scutaro. Oh, what a play there. Oh my. He gets the force out at second of Crosby, but he essentially takes a hit away from Kennedy.
And when the ball was first hit, it didn't look as if Marco Scudero had a chance to get to the ball, but a great backhand. He leaps in the air and a perfect strike to Aaron Hill at second base. Of course, no chance to double up Kennedy. But doesn't that, a play like that really changes the complexion of the inning? If that ends up a base hit, now the A's are in business. They got a little something going. 2 on, nobody out, and this man at the plate with some power. You never know.
Look at the airtime he gets here. And what a sharp throw, 3 feet in the air.
Right on the money with plenty on it. Quick snap throw.
This a much easier play. The underhand is second, 6, 4, and 3, and that's it. Carlson gets the job done, but he gets a lot of help from number 19. She's coming up next with Sportsnet Connected, and she'll be setting up the night's action in the NHL playoffs. Players Championship is into round 3. Highlights are forthcoming there. Tampa Bay's now scored 13 times against the Red Sox, so hopefully Ivanka will be showing you the highlights from Fenway Park as well, as the Blue Jays lead 6-1. And I've just been told that Jim Lang is working alongside Ivanka too. So, Clubber, didn't mean to exclude you. Ninth inning of play, 6-1 for the Jays. Jerry Blevins on the hill for Oakland. Alex Rios the batter. Alex was hit by a Sean Gallagher pitch in the first and came around to score on Lynn's 2-out single. He had a hit taken away by Adam Kennedy last time up. He'll be followed by Wells and Lynn here in the 9th. Fly ball to center field. And the out is made. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. You know, the Jays are slowly starting to garner some attention down here in the United States for their 20-12 start. As Wells hits that to right field, and it's foul by about 7 feet. Richly deserved attention too. You get off to a start like this one and people will take notice. There's a big reason why. Vernon was a guest on the Jim Rome show recently. Base hit to left field. Vernon's third of the day. That brings up Adam Lind.
Number 26, Adam Lind.
You know, it's funny, when the Jays were in Cleveland in early April, Lind had a game in which he hit a home run and 2 doubles. And the Blue Jays beat the Indians 13-7. Had himself a heck of a game. And that night on Baseball Tonight on ESPN, they showed one of his hits, and Eduardo Perez, who's an analyst, came on afterwards and said, you know, Adam, if you're at your hotel in Cleveland wondering why we only showed one of your hit, don't worry, we're about to show why you've been so good to start the year. And I saw Adam the next day, and he said, in fact, I was watching and I was wondering, why are they just showing one of my hits? I had 3 hits and a home run today. So if he keeps it up, he'll be getting a ton of attention.
From the standpoint of a left-handed hitter, if you're facing Blevins, he's indicated in this ball game that he really wants to try to make the left-handed hitter hit the breaking ball. He has a good one.
Strikeout of Lind.
And of course, as soon as I say that, but after
it happens, Rance.
A couple of good breaking balls, you get that in the back of your mind, and then the fastball just, you could tell Adam Lind had the curveball in his mind.
Remember, I'm the guy that thought Travis Snyder was going to hit one out today.
He did have a couple of hits.
Yeah, he hasn't disappointed me. He's 2 for 4. Oh, look out. There's some kindling on the infield.
Look at this.
And look at Giambi.
He picked it up foul. I don't believe that.
Why did he do that?
I don't know. Now that was officially a brain cramp right there. He did the right. He let it
go.
He knew it had funny spin, so he let it keep rolling and rolling, and then at the last moment,
look, it kicks the edge of the grass.
He picks it up. Watch this. If he lets it go, it might actually hit the first base bag. Watch this. Oh, that ball might have been on the line. That was awfully close, but that ball would have hit the bag.
I know what Jerry Howarth would have said in the radio booth. Hooking, foul. Oh, wait a second. 0-2 on Bautista. And look at this cue ball. That one's playable and fair for that matter. 1 hit, 1 left, 9th inning. Bottom half coming up. The Blue Jays have a 6-1 lead on the A's. Lance Mullenix with you. 6-1 for the Blue Jays. Scott Downs getting work. This is not a save situation. He hasn't pitched at all on this Western swing yet. His last outing, in fact, was Tuesday against Cleveland. So he'll get some work now as he faces the top of the order for the A's. Brian Talbot today starts and goes 7. He gives up a run on 2 hits. Jesse Carlson worked a harmless 8th. He gave up just 1 base hit. Didn't allow anybody in. And now here's Downs facing the leadoff man, Orlando Cabrera. Down the line, a base hit for Cabrera. Rios hustles over and keeps it to a single.
That's just a good job of hitting by Orlando Cabrera. Not trying to pull the ball. Hits it hard in between Lyle Overbay and the right field foul line. Yep. A nice job by Rios to hustle over and keep the double play in order. Not letting Cabrera stretch that into a double.
Here's Suzuki, the DH. And he flies to right. 1 away.
And it's nice to be able to go to a pitcher like Scott Downs in the closer role. As you mentioned, this is not a safe situation. He's in the past been the setup man. B.J. Ryan goes down with the injury. It's nice to have a Scotty Downs that can step in and fill that role for you.
And Downs has been the closer for this team since the 23rd of April when Ryan went on the disabled list. And although it hasn't been long, you know, you often hear it said that the mentality of a closer coming in a non-save situation versus that of a save situation is completely different. The intensity just isn't there when you know you have, in this case, a 5-run lead versus 3 or less.
It is sometimes a closer, you know, doesn't get to the emotional level he needs to be effective. But I don't see Scotty Downs allowing that to happen. You know, he's used to being that setup guy that, you know, maybe 1 out in the 7th and get a ball clubbed through the 8th.
Yeah.
So his approach mentally maybe differ a little bit from someone who is primarily and always has been just a closer. But in 5 2/3 innings of 15 2/3 innings of work now so far this season, 20 strikeouts. Scott Downs, he makes a lot of quality pitches. He keeps the ball down. He pitches to both sides of the plate very well. Good curveball.
We remind you once again that the game tomorrow begins at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 Eastern time. Please join us on Sportsnet as Brett Cecil makes his second start in the big leagues. He'll take on left-hander Dallas Braden as the Blue Jays finish up this Western road swing here in Oakland. Giambi at the dish, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He is 1 for 2 after homering in the 7th. Tap foul by the Giambino. The Blue Jays are 9-8 on the road this season. A victory here would make them 10-8 and one of only 3 teams in the American League above 500 on the road. The other 2, the Kansas City Royals and the Texas Rangers. The Jays are losers of their last 2. They have not lost 3 straight games at any point this year. Giambi tags another one. This is well hit. Back to the wall is Rios, and he's done it again. 2 home runs today for Giambi, and don't turn away just yet. He now has 399 career, and he's just tied Al Kaline and Andres Galarraga for 44th all time.
And I think if you're the Jays tomorrow, you go back to seeing if Giambi can catch up with the good fastball, especially the fastball in. Both of his home runs today have come on breaking balls.
He practically hit that to the same seat as the one he hit in the 7th. Matt Holliday flies to right. And that is out number 2. And we talk about the importance of extra runs. Those 2 that the Blue Jays scored in the top of the 8th are looking pretty large right now. Here's the first home run Giambi hit in the 7th. And this one ends up about 2 rows back and 1 section over, but awfully close. His accuracy is incredible. Jack Cust fouls it away. One more out necessary for the Blue Jays to lock down their 21st win of the year. Bases are clear here. 1 strike on Cust. Downs the pitch. Base hit to right field. These Athletics will not go quietly. Here's Ryan Sweeney now. The tying run is on deck in Bobby Crosby. Strike 1. Sweeney is 0 for 3. Wave and a miss, 0-2. And now they're a strike away. Here's Downs trying to lock down a victory for Brian Talbot. Here's the pitch well off the plate, trying to get Sweeney to chase. He does not. Jack Cust at first. He's not being held on. And the pitch hits softly toward left. This is trouble. It's a base hit. And now the tying run will come to the plate in Bobby Crosby. Now, if you're a Blue Jay fan watching back in Canada, the heart beats a little quicker. Bobby Crosby has not hit a home run this year. Ball 1.
And if you're Scotty Downs, that's probably what you'd like to do, is keep the sinking fastball down and away from him. Now, if he wants to go the other way and get a base hit, that's fine. But Bobby Crosby primarily has turned into pretty much a pull hitter. So if you can sink the ball away from him, probably get a ground ball, third, short, finish off the ball game.
1-1. Down sets, takes a look at second. Here's the pitch. 2-1. Again, this is not a save situation for Downs, but it must feel like one right now. First and second for Oakland, 2 out. Crosby the hitter. Here's the pitch, and that misses as much as Chavez tries to frame it for him. It's 3-1.
I don't know where the home plate umpire, had that pitch. It was a breaking ball that was not low, and it basically ended up right in the middle of the plate where Chavez caught it. Well, maybe he had it a little inside. But again, go with it. Keep the sinking fastball away from him.
Ball 4.
And that's not necessarily, at this point in the ball game, a bad thing to not give in to Bobby Crosby, because you have the left-handed hitting Adam Kennedy is on deck. Don't want to give in to Crosby. You know, maybe throw a ball, get a ball middle in about bell tie, and he ties the ball game up.
Well, this little development here in the bottom of the ninth has certainly made things interesting. The Blue Jays entered this inning up by 5 at 6-1. But Cabrera singled. And after Suzuki flied out to right field, Jason Giambi hit a 2-run home run to make it 6-3. Holiday then flied out to right field for the second out, and then singles by Cust, and then Sweeney, and now a walk to Crosby. The bases are loaded, and the tying run stands at first base. The possible winning run comes to the plate in newly acquired Adam Kennedy. Here's Downs, ball 1. Base hit to right field. 1 run is in, and the rest are held. It's now 6-4. Adam Kennedy's first hit as an A brings the A's to within 2.
Jumps all over a fastball and drives it hard into right field. I thought that they might send a runner off of second base. But most certainly don't want to end this ball game getting someone thrown out at the plate. You still have that tying run now in Bobby Crosby at second base if Powell can come up big. But Sweeney, who was at second base, runs very well.
Fly to right field. Can Rios get over there? It's a long way to go, and he's got it. A big timeout. This one ends the game. And Downs comes in and struggles in the 9th inning. The A's make it interesting, but finally the out is made. And the Blue Jays survive the A's, winning 6-4. So they've evened the series. Game 3 goes tomorrow. For Rance Mullenix and Scott Carson, I'm Jamie Campbell saying good afternoon from Oakland.